Melissa, have you got something for us here?
I have. Another gig review.
Right, okay. Well, we're all...
Lots of gigs reviews.
Whose gig review is this?
Mine. Yes, him.
Him?
I can't remember what his name is.
Nick. Yeah. Right, hold on, I'll close my... Shall I close my microphone now?
Okay, then.
All right, okay. Then you'll carry on after that. Okay, right. Okay, there I go.
Right, the first one's a band called Leisure Industry at the Bull and Gate, Kentish Town, on Tuesday the 3rd of July. The first band of the night were Wayward Sons, who looked ridiculous, played some sacrilegiously bad Fall impressions, and were generally awful. Only 2 people watched, and one wasn't me. Leisure Industry, however, were far more interesting. They're a band still in their infancy.
So, can you just say that again? It was 2 people watched, and one wasn't me. Was the other one you? Neither of them were you. Right, okay. I just wanted to make sure I got that sorted out. Right, carry on.
Leisure Industry, however, are far more interesting. They are a band still in their infancy, whose main problem was that their drum machine is too quiet. But despite great odds, they managed to construct an absolute cathedral, in capital letters, of a guitar sound that for some reason brought to mind early OMD. Alarming.
No comment.
Only 9 people watched, but 9 people were impressed, including me. Main band you thanked were Welsh and stomped around too much, so I left.
Seems a little hostile to the Welsh. I don't think there's that many who could get to the studio before the end of the programme to see Nick off. All right, well, thanks very much for that.
There's another 3.
Another 3? Another 3 gigs? Oh,
yeah.
Well, in that case, fine. I'll go on opening the mail over here then. You carry on reading.
The next one is Ipswich band Bleach.
You get to a lot of gigs, don't you? I mean, it's like 2 or 3 a week. I mean, Really, yeah. I wish I did. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to stop doing these, was so I could go to the occasional gig. Because people would ask you, say, hey, such and such a band. I mean, bands that I play a lot on the programme, and I've never seen them. I mean, back in the old days, I never saw The Clash, never saw the Sex Pistols, never saw Joy Division. So anyway, press on here. Reminiscing. I'll tell one of these days it'll come out in paperback. Off you go.
Bleach at the Bull and Gate, Kentish Town again, on Thursday the 19th of July. Bleach were the first band of the night, and I arrived late. As I paid to get in and bought my drink, I could hear something pretty awesome coming from the direction of the stage, and as I entered the main room, I saw what it was. Full stop. I only managed to catch the last 3 or 4 Bleach songs, but just the last one would have been enough. Singer Sally's caustic bark at times resembles a female version of Marquis Smith after discovering who murdered his cat. The songs are full of vengeance and seething, a mesh of rumbles and screeches punctuated by incessant bass. A packed house stood awestruck and sweating. Hatred never sounded so good. Full stop. That's the end of that one.
I don't think you have to give us the punctuation. Just read, your delivery should imply where the punctuation is. If you read them better, then it wouldn't be necessary for it.
Right, the next one is Jane from Occupied Europe at the Bull and Gate on Thursday the 26th of July. Jane were introduced tonight by Mad John Beast as being very smelly and from Salisbury. I couldn't smell anything myself when they came on, but it showed that they were from Salisbury. Their songs, some almost too long for their own good, were steeped in the mundaneness of small-town life and washed back and forth across the audience like waves at the seashore. This is not to say that they were boring. In fact, I can think of very few riffs as rousing as the opener on Little Valley Town, their masterpiece. The bespectacled drummer makes himself busy over his toy-like minimalist drum kit like a mad scientist. I left feeling fulfilled and narrowly missed Mad John Beast's Poetry Corner. Phew. And the next one is, or the last one, the Playthings at the Borderline on Saturday the 28th of July. As a venue, the Borderline is very air-conditioned, very conceptual, and very cocktail bar. But so are the Playthings. Tonight they were well behaved. Well, I think their parents were there. They played well-behaved songs with a high degree of musicianship. I was hoping for a bit more acid, of the corrosive type. But who could resist the way their singer exercises her facial muscles when she sings? Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's just downright adorable. The Reverend cover of Get Off My Cloud got at least 2 people dancing, even if one did look like the kind of Oxford University student who doesn't lose his virginity until his mid-30s. A hint more pesticide and a little less sugar and spice would improve.
It's a very troubled boy.
But still very tasty.
Yes. Have they got the house psychoanalyst? Is there a psychoanalyst in the house? Is that it, is it?
Yes, and there's some gigs to read out as well, which Danda was going to do.
I see. What do you do for a living that enables you to get around so much?
I've been sacked, so I don't do anything.
Oh, I see. What were you doing before you were sacked?
Selling washing washing machines for Zanussi.
Oh, I see.
Can't say that on this
That's right, yes. I go, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So you're still going to be able to go to gigs, though, are you?
Yeah.
Right, okay. It wasn't something like a company car and you can't use it anymore.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, that's something. Right, are you going to read this out, Dandro, or are you just going to giggle again? Just going to giggle again, listeners.
Right.
Right, over to you, Melissa.